Good morning, everyone. Hope you're all well. It's very cold, damp morning. Well, we're stuck in this fucking prison for another month. Anyway, never mind. I hope you're all well. I've got a guest with me from India, very well known on Facebook. You probably know from Beyond the Post. Is his name, and here he comes. And it's Nitesh. How are you, mate? How are you, Nitesh?
I'm good. And yesterday we did something new. We tried an IPL stream for once. Watch along. So hopefully the experiments keep coming in. And much like Arsenal is experimenting around, but as long as we win, it's a win-win situation for everyone.
Win-win, yeah, win-win, and yeah, that's exactly what it was. And well, it's comfortable win against mediocre opposition, and until we get to the next stage, we'll never know. My only thing about the game last night, I would have liked to see the likes of Bellerin and young players brought in, rather a couple of young players, not all, but a couple with a bit of experience as well. And people like Smith Rowe, Balogun, but instead I had to be treated to that donkey Kolasinac and Mustafi last night. Well, let's hope they're not in any lineup in the future. Not in the when it comes to the Premier League, anyway. Anyway, let's go through the ratings from last night. Nitesh, sure. We'll start in goal. I'll let you start with Bernd Leno last night.
I think I did a rating before yesterday as well, just a short one. So I gave him a 4 because he made an error that led to the goal. And we should not be conceding goals against a team of Molde's stature. If we are saying that Arsenal is improving defensively, then Leno is our first team player. He's our first team keeper. And there is no excuse for our first team keeper giving away that kind of silly errors. And no matter who the opposition is, unfortunately, it was a smaller team for them. But if he did that against a big team, we would have been in real trouble. So we have won the game, but our first team keeper should not be making such errors. And exactly. That led to the goal.
Exactly, and I agree with you. I'm going to give him the same mark. But I will say though, on that goal, which he could have done better with, as well. Yep. The defending was awful. There was 3 or 4 players marking 2 or 3 players just marking no one, and the 3 of their players had a free run there. It was poor defending, and everyone's saying how much we've improved defensively.
Yeah,
but unfortunately, when you bring these donkeys back into the team, that's where it all goes wrong again. I'm going to give him a 4. I'm going to give him a 4. I think me personally, don't think he should be playing in goal for Arsenal, but then that's for another day. We go on to Mustafi. Well, here we go. Here we start. This is another one. Where do you rate Mustafi's performance last night?
I will say yesterday he didn't do too much bad. He was okay. And the only problem that I have, and I gave him a 5, he did not do too many wrongs, as I said. With Mustafi, that is a bonus in itself. But again, I won't go any higher than 5 because of the fact they should not be conceding a goal to such a team. They should be playing as a unit. Mustafi is experienced. People say he's a World Cup winner, which again, I can have a debate on. But at the end of it all, he and David Luiz should have a good enough defense to keep a clean sheet against Molde, which they did not. So I gave Mustafi, and I will just add one thing. I gave David Luiz a 5 as well, even though some of them were like on the panel were saying at that point of time that it should be more. But I gave both Mustafi and David Luiz a 5, nothing more. A high-sided 5.
I agree with you. In fact, I agree with you. But it's very shaky first 25 minutes for both of them, really. To be honest with you, I agree with you. I think you're generous there. I'd give him a 4 as well, and I'd give Luiz maybe. I might agree with you on Luiz 5. I will go 5. The next one is Maitland Niles. Standard 5 for me. What about you?
Yeah, if I can give a pointer, maybe I'll give him a 5 or 5.5 at the most. Again, similar performance. The only difference was that He was taken off at around 63 minutes. I think 63 minutes was the substitution, and till that time he didn't do anything special in attack, but defensively he was okay. So
Yeah.
if you see the other side was definitely the problem. This side, yes, to an extent, but I think he did overall okayish. So I'm not giving him a 5.5. I think yesterday I gave him a 4.5, but I'll give him a 5 as well. Let's keep it in the numerical numbers. I'll keep it a 5 for him as well.
5. You give him a 5, yeah.
Yeah.
Also, yeah. So we'll go on to. I said David Luiz. I'll go on to we've done Maitland Niles. We've done Granit Xhaka, the captain for the night.
You missed
For me,
Kolasinac, the best player on the pitch. The best player on the pitch, Kolasinac.
Oh no, sorry, that's right. No, yeah, there's a reason I've missed him out because I didn't even know he existed. Sorry, mate. Was he actually playing last night?
Apparently,
that miss.
he sent out a post on Instagram. He sent out the post on Instagram.
Kolasinac, yeah.
I think I gave him a 3 or a 2.5. I don't remember, but yeah, not more than that. But I said this one more thing: Kolasinac and Mustafi. Let's not waste Arsenal jerseys on these two players when we know they are going to be gone. When we know they are not going to be good enough, we need to rather give youngsters. I know Arteta had plans for Saliba and all that, but it had to be William Saliba instead of Kolasinac, and probably some young player or some young talent. Sorry, William Saliba instead of Mustafi, or some young talent instead of Kolasinac, who should have been in the squad. When we know that we don't want to retain them, when we know we don't want them anymore at this Arsenal Football Club, then there's no point of playing them in the Europa League group stages. It is the perfect opportunity for youngsters to be developed.
Exactly. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Exactly what I'm trying to say. Yeah, exactly. Kolasinac, mate, you make a great doorman, mate. You make a great doorman. You're not a footballer, mate. And the sooner he goes, the better. Absolutely poor, terrible player, terrible footballer. That miss last night summed it all up. That miss last night. Did you see the miss that he made last night? That miss,
open goal, and then that is what I was saying. He put out a post on Instagram thanking God, which is great. But at the end, he said, "And sorry for the miss, guys."
Sorry for the miss. Yeah.
Yes. He thinks an Instagram post will solve everything.
Maybe he should have been at home protecting Mesut Ozil or something like that, giving him protection rather than being on a football pitch. But anyway, let's not go there on that one. Let's go. Where are we going next?
Granit
what did I say before?
Granit Xhaka.
Granit Xhaka, the man who I saw. Captains, no other. The old Arsenal. Listen to me now, Natish, on this one. The old Arsenal, right? Never, ever give him that after what he done. Yeah. Never he would ever wear that captain's armband again. And yet again, he's given the captain's armband after what he done. Threw the thing about aubameyang. Leave me alone. The way he responded. I'm sorry to say, but. And another performance which I didn't think much of either. All it is with him, it's sideways, backwards, sideways, backwards, sideways, backwards. And the sooner Arteta realises now that he has no place in the first team, the better. The sooner we realise that he is not the answer to the first team, because he slows the game down. He's like. I don't know where he is. It's sideways, backwards with him. I don't know what the fuss is about him. He's another one. I'm going to give a 3.
I will just add one thing. Not just the armband. If this was the old Arsenal that we have seen towards the end of the 90s and the start of the 20th century, Granit Xhaka wouldn't get even an Arsenal jersey again to wear. He would never see light at the end of the tunnel. Forget the armband if this was that Arsenal. But unfortunately, we don't have captains. We don't have the right kind of players. This is the problem. And unfortunately, the armband, it is going around in circles and coming back to Xhaka in one way or the other. Right? This is not the first time that it has happened.
It's given away like sweets to kids, isn't it? This armband, it's just pretty ridiculous. I agree with you. Where's the next one? What's the next one? Ceballos. Is it Ceballos? Yeah, Ceballos.
Yeah.
What did you
Before
think
that, I'll just say one thing. I agree with you on Xhaka, a 3.5, something like that, but nothing more. He didn't do too much wrong. He did contribute in one section for the first goal. If you remember, he played that pass. But so I think I gave him a 4 because of that, but nothing more than that. He's not good enough. He can't run.
Right. Well. So not much going on here. Let's go. Where else can we go? Now, I think the best player on the night by a country mile, Joe Willock. He would have scored that goal, wouldn't he? If the other guy didn't put it in his own net, he would have been there to put it in anyway. So, and he was outstanding. He created assists, outstanding performance on the night. I thought he was absolutely outstanding. I'm going to give him 9 out of 10 for that. That was a really good performance. The reason we won 4-1 rather than coming away maybe with 1-1 or 2-1 is because we had Joe Willock playing. He was brilliant last night. I thought he had a really good game, and well done to Joe for that. I mean, I don't know about you. Where'd you stand on that?
I gave him an 8. I gave him an 8 because I think he still has a lot to improve. It is a good performance, but again, if you see the level of opposition, he should be playing well. He did play well. He was the man of the match for me as well. So, but my high expectations, I want more from him. So yes, yesterday he did play in a position that was at times unfamiliar to him based on what I saw the initial formation. Even though it is dynamic, it was showing up as a 4-4-2, but I think it wasn't a 4-4-2. But yes, he gets an 8 from me, 8 out of 10.
Hold on. I think there's a super chat just coming. Oh, there's a couple of super chats. I'll get to these super chats. Remember, you are the. I'm not going to go into that, but thank you very much, Mr. They're good as well. They're without them, I wouldn't. This channel wouldn't be going any forward. You know what I'm saying? So, I like that. Thank you though for the donation, but without the other. 2 guys, I wouldn't be. We wouldn't be going on 6,000 more subscribers since they've arrived. So, come on, let's be fair here. Hope you're well, Claude. Thank you, Realist. Right, thank you, Simpy. Big up, Niche and Claude. Thank you, Simpy. I have to get him on one day as well. I keep forgetting. I have to get him on actually sometime. So we go on to. We go on to Willian last night, and now this guy.
Sorry, Claude, we left out Danny Ceballos. We skipped Danny Ceballos.
Did I say Ceballos? Didn't I?
No, you just mentioned his name. Then we had forgotten about Kolasinac, so we went back there. So Danny Ceballos is remaining.
Oh, sorry. What did you give Ceballos? Sorry, I thought we done. Sorry, mate. I'm going mad.
No
Ceballos, yeah. What did you give Ceballos?
I gave him a 5. He was okay, but I have more expectations from him. I seriously have more expectations. I don't know whether the Arsenal fans relate with me or not. We have got this guy back on a second-year loan. He should be playing better than the first year, but so far I have not seen him play better than the first year. Unfortunately or fortunately. And after I saw him play in the Leicester game, I think I was on a live stream or in the chat. I don't remember. I think I was in the chat, and I said, based on the performance that Danny Ceballos has put in today, I would have sent him back to Real Madrid halfway through that Leicester game. That is what was the feeling that I was getting in that Leicester game. And yesterday as well, he has not lived up really to expectations. Did not like his overall play.
But this is the trouble you get with with players on loan. They're not going to give you they're not going to have their full heart in it, mate. Unfortunately, that's the way it is, mate. I would have rather have got another player. I would have rather spent the money on someone like aouar and sent him, and with his wages, sent him back to Madrid. To be honest with you, but that's Arsenal for you. Go the cheap route. You know, never do anything they go halfway into doing things. They never go and do the full way when it comes to the transfer market. Halfway to please the fans. They go halfway. They don't go the full way, and that's the problem. It's half-hearted. And yes, I would have got aouar. I would have got a proper creative midfield player, and I would have sent him back because, to be honest with you, he's not going to be, and it's not his fault. He's not going to psychologically. He's playing for half of it is he's playing for place at Euros, and half of it his mind is still at Real Madrid. So no, anyway, let's move on. I'd actually give a 4 for him last night. Willian, and this is where a lot of people agree and disagree over. I mean, where do you stand on Willian?
I said it that when he started off on the left-hand side yesterday, he looked like a 2 or a 3, but overall I gave him maybe a 4 or a 4.5 for yesterday's performance. When he switched to the right, he looked very effective at times, but he was also missing and lazy at times. So maybe on an average, I'll give him a 4 or a 4.5, somewhere in between.
Yeah. I'm the same as you. I feel that his best days were at Chelsea. I think he's just moved to us so he could stay in London. I'm not sure whether he is to me, he's not the same player that he was at Chelsea. He's not doing that same energy for me that he had at Chelsea. Maybe it's the system we're playing in. I don't know. I don't know. It just doesn't seem to me as if he's got that same energy that he had at Chelsea.
There are 2 problems with respect to Arsenal and Willian. One, overall, our attackers are not in form, including Lacazette, including Aubameyang. Maybe once they are in better form, then there can be more assists and goals for them as well. Second thing is, I don't see Willian making too many runs like he did at Chelsea. He used to earn penalties and all those runs and then score penalties as well. So maybe because of that, the confidence is also a bit down. So I think if Willian is given a bit more time, he knows the Premier League better than Pepe, and I think he can do a bit more. And that is why, someone in the chat just said that these numbers are showing up as if we lost the game. No, we did not lose the game, but we had a poor game overall. And yes, we are not saying that this team plays together week in and week out. But what we are trying to say is that these players can actually produce better performances. Like the second half was much better in comparison to the first. They were very poor in the first. Unfortunately, this is just the Europa League group stage. But trust me, Arteta will not have the daring or the guts to actually play these kind of players in the knockout stages. Once the knockout stages start, I think most of our first team players will be back in the squad.
Yeah, I agree. Another outstanding performance, I thought, I would say quite not as good as Willock's, but still as influential, is Pepe's performance last night. Scored a top-class goal, another good goal from him. To me, another player that seems to be restricted by Arteta, and I don't know what it is. It's like he can't express himself as much as he wants to, in my opinion, because when he does certain things and it comes off, he's absolutely brilliant. And then he can, not so much last night, but in other games this season, he seems to drift out of games where you don't see him, and then suddenly there's that burst of him. It comes into. I don't know whether it's the manager that is restricting him, the coach is restricting his way of playing, it's the system or anything like that, but. What do you think of Pepe's performance last night? I'm going to give him a 9 as well.
I gave him a 7. And as I said, Willock is my man of the match. So he got 8. That is the highest I'm going. Pepe 7. I will again say this. He had a poor game. But because of the fact that he got a goal and an assist, everything gets overshadowed. First half, very poor. One of his main problems is, as always, one-footed player, single-footed player. That is his main problem. Unfortunately, he needs to resolve that. Yesterday, he played a good through ball with his right foot, which was great. In the last game, he scored a right-footed goal, a superb goal. And I posted a tweet at that point of time. I said, I believe in miracles because he scored with his right foot for the first time for Arsenal Football Club. So I think that is one of the things that he needs to work on. He needs to use his right foot as well, and I give him a 7. There are a lot more expectations. I forget about the price tag. The price tag is one thing that the fans can talk about. They can keep talking about it, but overall, Pepe. So unfortunately, whether we like it or not, Pepe is only finding form in the Europa League. He needs to do it more often in the Premier League. He needs to do it in the Premier League. I need to see more. I think every Arsenal fan wants to see more of Pepe in the Premier League, not just in the Europa League, because then they will start assuming, or they will start accepting the fact that his level is actually just the Europa League level and not the Premier League level.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I absolutely agree. It's I do agree, but I just feel that maybe that's where the coach is falling on this. I think he seems to me that maybe he's been asked to. I don't know. He just doesn't seem to. He seems to be too scared to produce those moments.
I will add one more thing. Sorry, I
don't know what it is. I can't put my finger on it, but there's definitely something there not right. But when he does it, I mean, look what he did. I remember watching the first game last season. It was one of the first few games last year when he absolutely tore Van Dijk a new one. Then he tore him a new one. Then he left him for dead. Not many people can do that.
Yeah, that
after
is the thing.
Then it seems to be.
I don't
know what happened. Is that in that same game he done all that good work and he missed an easy chance. I remember it should have scored. And since then, it's like the confidence wasn't there again. I believe there is a player there, but it just
and
maybe he hasn't got the right players around him. I don't know. I don't know. Carry on with Aubameyang playing wide all the time. Why don't we play Aubameyang down the middle and play Pepe just behind? You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Yeah. It's a system at the moment. Yeah. It's like this coach now. He's got us into a system rather than trying to express ourselves. We're just we're overcompensating defensively. Do you know what I'm saying? It's like we don't want to lose, you know. Do you know where I'm coming from?
Yeah, and I understand. And I would just like to highlight one thing with you, which I agree with. His best moments, even in the Europa League, have come when he has been central. He's not good on the wings because he knows only one thing that he can do, because his other foot is as dead as the dead wood at our club. So the thing is, if you saw yesterday's goal, again, he was central when he scored that goal. The other thing, the assist that he gave yesterday as well, he was central when he played that pass. The other day when he scored that right-footed goal, he was at the center in front of the goal and he took that shot. So the thing is that this guy, Pepe, he is not good on the wings in the Premier League. He needs to come as central as possible and take shots at the goal. That is when he'll be scoring.
I agree with you. I couldn't agree more with you. I couldn't agree more with you. It's just like, it reminds me of the old days when we started sticking our Xhaka wide rather than putting him in his proper positions and all that. It reminds me of them days, mate. Yeah.
He needs to play more like an inward forward. That is what
any stupid remarks on here, right? And you'll be removed from the chat. Yeah. You know who you are. It won't take me long to remove me. I don't care if you don't come back again, right? Anyone makes any silly remarks is going to be removed on here, right? Anyway, let's. I want to touch on another thing as well here. Yeah. It's 1 minute. Hold on. It's regarding yesterday's game. If I can get it up on the screen for everyone. Is it this one? Let's have a look. Let's go and search. And it's this one. It's can you see that, Natish?
Yeah, I can.
Mikel Arteta explains Balogun's absence against Molde. and he will only get further opportunities when his performance in training forces his hand. Well, I'm sorry, but I'd love to know what specialities players like Mustafi, Kolasinac, Eddie at times, all these players are doing in training that are special, because when they're on that fucking pitch, they're not doing much else. So all this crap about the amount of times I've heard this about he's not in training. Natish,
yeah,
is it possible there are players? I'll tell you something, right? This is where I can't understand this modern day manager. Right? Look, I mean, he's dressed up instead of putting football gear on, he's dressed up as if he's going on a night out. But anyway, that's another point. What I'm trying to say is I can't understand why these modern. Do you know Matthew Letitia was one of the worst trainers in training? Did you not? Do you know that?
No, I didn't know.
Well known that Matthew Letitia was really, really shit in training sessions, right?
Okay.
Did you ever see him get dropped? Did he play regularly? Of course he did. Yes, because he's a talent, right? This fucking nonsense I'm hearing about players because they're not producing training. Well, I'd like to know what players like Mustafi and Kolasinac and all these players are doing in training. And Granit Xhaka, what are they doing in training that convinces you that they're playing? Because when they're on the fucking pitch, what are they doing? What are they doing? I don't understand. I mean, can you explain this to me, Natish? What he's saying here?
See, his problem is he has this obsession with Eddie Nketiah, whether we like it or not. Now, you tell me honestly, Claude, people say that Lacazette's finishing is crap. He doesn't know how to finish. The last 2 Europa League games, have you seen Eddie miss sitters after sitters or not? He can't even head the ball properly. He's been very bad. But still, Eddie gets into the team. Bellerin is not even in the squad. So there is some kind of liking or some kind of obsession he has with a few players, and Eddie Nketiah is one of them, unfortunately, and that is hampering Balogun's chances of not even being in the squad. So,
well, there is an obsession there, and I agree with you. There is an obsession. And what I don't understand the obsession is with Mustafi, asking him to get a new contract, offering him a new contract. What's that all about?
See, again, that is the thing. He had this with Ozil at the start. He did play him. Then he realized he's not good enough. He dropped him. He's slowly realizing Granit Xhaka is not good enough. He has dropped him from the Premier League squad for now. And then he got in against Manchester United. Great performance. We won. So he's slowly realizing that. I think it's only a matter of time. He'll soon realize that Eddie Nketiah is not good enough as well. And then he will try to get in Bellerin on a more regular basis. If you saw yesterday's squad, I think Runnerson and Matt Macy were both in the team, who are 2 goalkeepers, when we don't need 3 goalkeepers in the squad. And Bellerin wasn't there.
I can address you, and you ain't going to believe this, but it's true. This is a true story. This is true about it. Now, I can address that one. I can address that one. Apparently, Matt Macy can play, because he's a shortish, believe it or not, we are short, apparently, of centre-halves. Yeah. Matt Macy can play centre-half as well as goalkeeper, apparently. So that's what his option is. That's why he's keeping him in the squad.
But Claude, honestly, Claude, do you think Matt Macy will ever come on as a centre-back in any game?
No, that's it's like an emergency. So say we all these players suddenly fall down, because you can use 5 subs, suddenly if we get 3 centre-halves and we haven't got no centre-half on the pitch, sitting there to come on, right? He can actually come on and do it, because we've got the 5 subs option, right? I know what you mean. I know what you mean. But I thought exactly the same. But I was told by someone in the club that's the reason. Someone that works in the club, right? That is the reason, because Matt Macy can actually play centre half as well. That's why he had Rumours. That's why he had Rumours and Macy. Yeah. Sorry, go.
No, I will totally disagree with that fact. I'll tell you why. If we have El Neni in the squad as well. If we want, he can play as a centre back. If you want, Xhaka can play as a centre back. If you want Kolasinac, who can not play at all, but he can play as a centre back. We can also switch to a back 3, because Tierney also came into the game, as you saw. So
No,
I see this. Yeah.
Yes, mate, but this is the reason I was given, and because otherwise I can't see why he would put 3 keepers on. That's the reason it was given to me. I trust the guy's word on it.
No, I am not disagreeing with that guy. But honestly, does he seriously think that Matt Macy will ever be introduced in any professional game as a centre back? I don't.
Well, this is the madness of it all, mate. It's the madness. I can't understand it, and there are. But this, as I said, there are players that are his favourites in there. There are because and look, that's another thing. They're all now, and this is not a good sign as well. They're all calling him by his name, rather than saying boss and Gab. I think I agree with Roy Keane. What Roy Keane said the other day. It should, you have some respect. You know what I mean? But then again.
See, with respect to that Roy Keane comment, I'll just say one thing. I think it's not more like a father-son bonding between them. It's more like a brotherly bonding. So I don't have any problem as long as Arteta does not have any problem. If Arteta has a problem, he will get it corrected, because if he can drop players like Ozil to the bench and get him out of the squad, he can drop Guendouzi. He can do that.
Natish, do you honestly believe? Do you honestly believe Ozil was an Arteta decision? Or do you think it was? I believe it's coincidental. He was playing before the lockdown.
Yeah.
When the lockdown happened, he didn't take the pay cut.
Yeah.
And what happened? He was put out because he's the highest wage in the club, and he never took the pay cut. The club just said, "Well, we're not playing him anymore." Arteta can say whatever he wants. It's his decision. Yeah. I'm sorry, my friend. I'm sorry. If it's his decision, why was he playing him before the lockdown and then completely discarded him after? No. Come on, let's all wake up on this one. Yeah. You need to wake up a bit on this one, I'm afraid.
We can have that debate. But what I was giving you examples of were that, like, he dropped William Saliba to the bench. He has not played him. He's removed Guendouzi. He sent him away. He's dropped other players. So what I was saying was, with respect to that Roy Keane comment, if Arteta feels disrespected by players calling him by his name, he can obviously let them know his feelings. I don't think that is something major. About the Ozil situation, we can have that discussion. As I said, that debate can go on. But I was just mentioning this and highlighting this, that Arteta can let his feelings be known to the players. So I don't think there is any problems. Roy Keane is just trying to dig into something that is not there and disrupt something that is going fairly good.
Yeah, that remains to be seen. The end result at the end of the season will say whether things are great at the moment, because let's not forget we've already lost 3 games this season. And all I will say is, when we've had top opposition, the way he's played, it's got us nowhere. Liverpool, Man City, his system didn't come off. We played Man United, who, by the way, are, I think, in a bigger mess than what we were ever in with the manager, because I think that if anything, he's got to be one of the worst coaches I've ever seen in Premier League football. In Solskjaer, mate, I tell you, I don't think he's got a clue on what he's doing. And while they keep it, the big danger for everyone else is if he does get the sack in the next few days, is the replacement that will come in. And I tell you what, they'll be, with the players that they have, they won't be far off. I tell you, they won't be far off.
Mostly, Pochettino is coming in, is what is the claim. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, he'll take them to another level. He'll take them to a different level.
But he has that no title syndrome. You need to remember that. He has that no title syndrome. Yeah. Whether he can actually win anything or not is another question. Okay. I think Claude misclicked something and he dropped off. I think he'll be back soon. And we were talking about the game till then, and the fact that Claude is back.
Sorry about that. It's just I don't know what happened there. Just a lot of technical problems here. You said, what is this? You said Mustafi had caps for Germany because Mertesacker, because who's this idiot? You said Mertesacker had caps for Germany because he's good. Same from Mustafi then. Listen, First of all, if you look at Mustafi's record at international level, he was probably more as a right back his best performances. But even then, I mean, that was then. Now I'm just saying, look at club level. You look at his record. Valencia, they couldn't get rid of him quick enough. Everton never gave him the time or day. And so, yeah.
And one more thing, Mustafi never had a prime. At least Mertesacker had a prime where he was good. And he was really good positionally and strategy according to the tactical kind of play. Tactical kind of play that Mertesacker had. He had a prime. Mustafi is still looking for his prime and it's still not found.
Yeah. I've got nothing against anyone. I've got nothing against Arteta. I've got nothing against anyone. I just say as it is and what I feel. And I think all this carry on like he's already won. He's like you think he's already won something is incredible.
Yeah, and I don't think I've heard you ever say Arteta out or in that sense. So criticizing a manager is not wrong. Criticizing a manager is not wrong. But obviously the fact that if you get on the Arteta bandwagon too early, I think then I can understand why the fans are feeling that. But obviously criticizing a manager, everyone has a right. Every club does it. These fans, I just want to ask you a question. Don't you think that when Ancelotti lost to Southampton, they got hammered by Southampton? Don't you think the Everton fans would have criticized him? Don't you think when Klopp lost 7-2 to Aston Villa, don't you think the Liverpool fans would have criticized him?
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, any more questions? 20 shots. Let's have a look at there's any questions that are valid. Let's say hello to people in the chat as well. Hello, John. Hello, Mohammed. Hope you're well. I'm afraid that Willian may never make it at Arsenal. Shane says, Claude, Willian is our best winger. Well, that says it all, doesn't it? Eddie needs to evolve the game. Eddie will never be Ian Wright never in a million years will ever live up to Ian Wright. Sorry, I love his commitment and everything like that. But I can't see it. Can't see him. You judge a player in training. Yeah, maybe. But then, as I said, the players that don't train well can actually play well on the pitch. So I don't have anything against Arteta. I don't have because we ain't got a chance. The thing is, the trouble is, right, there's too many in this fan base, too many people that want to make a name, so keep their brand going or whatever they want to do, and they'll say anything that pleases their brand and their followers. Well, you're not going to get that with me. If you don't know what I'm saying, too bad, go somewhere else. I couldn't care less. You don't know what I've got to say, that's the way I am, right? I don't look for fans. I don't look for fucking support. I don't follow sheep. What you get with me is true, hard opinions, my opinions. And if people don't like them, away you go. I ain't got, let's have a look here. Hold on. Oh, you're right. I did miss. What did I miss? Did I miss that?
Eddie and Xhaka. We didn't give them the ratings because other players, substitutes, just came on for like a few minutes and didn't have too much. Maybe we can rate Cedric as well. But these guys were left. Eddie and Xhaka, we didn't rate.
Hold on a minute. Hold on. I thought I went through the lot there. I looked at the lot.
No, we went into the discussion from Willock and on to Pepe, and then we just went on to the discussion. Sorry.
Well, according to this, Xhaka was one of the subs.
Yes, he was.
That's why I don't do the subs, mate. To be honest with you, I'm sorry, Eddie. I will say Eddie. Yeah, I would give Eddie a 5. I don't really rate this. I don't really do ratings on subs because they're not had much. If you look at it, they're not really had much time to contribute anyway. So do you see what I'm saying? That's why I didn't do it. Matish. I'll give him a 5. Normal
Okay,
standard 5, mate.
I think I gave Eddie a 6. I don't remember. He did have some good moments. He got an assist for the first own goal, but apart from that, he misses a lot of chances. I think I will be honest. I think there is no debate between Eddie and Lacazette anymore. It has to be Lacazette because of his overall attributes over Eddie. If Aubameyang is playing at the center, then maybe there can be an argument about that. But I think there is no argument between Eddie and Lacazette. Eddie is not ready yet to be a first team striker in the Premier League. He's not ready yet.
Let me tell you something, right? Let me tell you, everyone calls me a negative, right? Let me tell you, right, look, the plus players points of this season, right? Gabriel, you just mentioned him now. Bukayo Saka, yeah. Actually, certain way, I think El Neni's started to come in and do a good job as well. So he's another plus point, right? I think Thomas Partey's done quite well when he's come in as well. He's done really well at Old Trafford, right? They're plus points. Partey, Gabriel, Saka, Joe Willock in the Europa League, maybe showing that he could get an opportunity, but I don't think he will. These are plus points in our season, you know. So there are plus points. It's not like I'm just dismissing them.
I think
who else is there? You could say Aubameyang. I mean, he hasn't done great this year. He's been poor. I mean,
I'll just want to add one thing to you.
Has been totally poor, totally poor, and so
I can have a debate with you on that. But we'll keep that for some time. But what I wanted to say is, in a 4-3-3, I think it can be Thomas Partey, El Neni, and Willock. Because if Ceballos does not start to perform, he will be dropped. And if they are planning to play a 4-3-3, Willock could at some point of time come into the squad. He could do that.
He can. So one thing he does give he gives us a lot of energy.
Yes,
I will say sometimes his final ball or his final could be improved. He's a young kid. He's young, but I'm not sure whether Arteta will play him on. I'd be very shocked if he does play him on Sunday, but he does deserve a chance. He does deserve it. But I know it's going to be his so-called lieutenant that he calls his lieutenant and Xhaka.
Yeah.
How he can call him his lieutenant, I fucking don't know. But still, he must.
I think he's
stuff I've never seen because
I think he misspelled lunatic. I think he misspelled lunatic instead of lunatic.
Yeah.
But just one thing for all the Indian people who are asking me whether I'm Indian. Yes, I am from Mumbai. I am Indian, very much Indian.
Yeah, good, and why not? And I know Arsenal got a lot of fans in India, haven't they? That watch. It doesn't matter where you are from the world, mate. It doesn't where you are, wherever, and you are. As long as you get up early to watch Arsenal. There's sometimes you get up early, don't you? In the morning to watch Arsenal. So that's commitment in itself. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter. I'd rather have an opinion that knows what he's talking about from India than some dickhead in Essex that fucking knows nothing. You know what I'm saying? This you know, or in Enfield or in Enfield or in Essex or in Islington that knows nothing. You know what I mean? Or in Manchester or wherever. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather have that person in India that knows what he's talking about. It shouldn't be where you're from and what country you are. You support Arsenal because you've got, you know, you've got to love what the club's all about. So that's what it's all about at the end of the day. Well, anyway, let's leave it at that because some idiots. I wouldn't take any notice of that, mate. I think we've about covered it all. What else? Is there much more else to cover? We're looking forward to the game on Sunday, right? Natesh, how would you go into this game on Sunday? Because they've got very strong midfield, haven't they? They've got Barkley, McGinn. They've got, of course, Jack Grealish. That's a good midfield they got there. So we're going to have to be on our game on Sunday, aren't we, to be better?
Arteta better tell the team that we want revenge for last season. We are going for revenge. We want revenge, and we need to win it. And Barkley, for that matter, I feel is very inconsistent. Even at Chelsea, he's been very inconsistent. Last 2-3 games, he's not been that good. I said this, even though a lot of people were positive about his move to Aston Villa. I have nothing against that, but I feel that he's still very inconsistent. Grealish will be the main threat, I get the feeling. Grealish, he scored in the last game. Yeah.
See, the problem is he might rise to the occasion because it's the Emirates, and he might actually, and they're playing Arsenal. You know, they might see a different Barkley out there. And if they turn it on, listen. I know it wasn't at home. They were at home to Liverpool or wherever. I don't even think it makes much a difference with no crowd, but they knocked 7 past Liverpool. Remember, let's go. So they're not. It's going to be quite a difficult game, and we'll see how we get on because be interested to see what team he puts out.
Yeah.
For this one, but how he'll go. Will he play? I think he'll still play that 3-4-3. I'm sure he'll still play that.
I think Thomas Partey can cancel out the Grealish threat, and El Neni can do well against Barkley. El Neni can do well against Barkley the way that they played in the last game. I think we should be able to nullify that threat in our midfield with what midfielders we got. It's not going to be Granit Xhaka playing in that midfield. So I am more confident because of the way that these guys have played in the last game, and I get the feeling that we can easily nullify their midfield and give them a run for their money because they will have to really fight hard to get something out of it. At the same time, our attack is a problem. If we get an early goal, then I think we can win it.
Oh, sorry, mate. Sorry.
No worries.
You missed my previous. You should put Sabina on the show. Who's Sabina?
She's one of the
Sabina,
people.
that's one of us people in the chat. Hello, Sabina. I should put you on the chat. You can. Yeah, sorry. Did I miss your comment? Where was your last chat I missed then, Randy? I'm trying to find it here somewhere, but I can't find it.
I think there are so many comments.
You put a super chat in?
Sorry about that. I was saying there are so many comments that probably disappeared now. Even I can't find it.
Yeah, Sabina does bring up a few good points, by the way. Sabina, what did she say? Let's have a look at Sabina. What she put? I can't get these comments. We can't have a dead midfield if we are exposed. Yeah, sometimes Villa could really punish us on Sunday. By the way, another 15 quid I've got to pay for that. Not happy about that. £15 to watch Arsenal on the TV.
But isn't it the last time? Isn't this the last time that you have to pay?
Yeah, it's the last time. Yeah. It's not been confirmed. I'm not sure if it's been confirmed.
It was confirmed. It was confirmed. I heard it. All these other guys saying that they have gotten rid of it. They voted against it. Someone is saying Unai is better than Mikel. Ricardo is saying Unai Emery.
I agree. He's won 3 Europa Leagues, Natish. He's won 3 Europa Leagues, hasn't he? So I have. You know what, Natish? Yeah. It's very difficult to make the assessment on both of them, really, because in a way he had a lot of crap players given to him as well. Unai. We had that regime, didn't we, before him? That Gazidis, who didn't have a fucking clue what he was doing. Yeah. Right, yeah. We had when Unai Emery was in charge. He had what was it? Lichtsteiner thrown at him. Players like that. I don't know. They weren't going to give the players like that. What?
Dennis Suarez.
He never got treated properly. He never got the players he wanted in the market as well. No, I'm not having it. And why is his record? And aren't they top of the league in Spain?
One of the top three. I think they're in the top 3. Last I checked. I'll just confirm it. They were in the top 3.
So how come if he's that bad a manager, how comes he's doing so well in Spain then? If he's that bad a manager, he was treated like shit here. That's what I'm saying.
That is one of the things
I didn't realise until he's gone. I didn't realise what was going on behind the scenes. So I didn't give him I feel bad now. I didn't give him a fair go, really. I think I was a bit too hard for him.
Yeah,
I think I was too hard. And I hold my hands here. I'm going to hold my hands on. I was too harsh on Emery because if you look at it, right, he never got a fair crack. He wanted Wilfried Zaha. They gave him Pepe. Yeah.
He wanted Nzonzi.
That was his choice. Now they've Arteta wants someone. They give him what he wants. Emery gave him someone. They told him, oh, no, you take this one, you take that one. So he never got a fair deal here. He never got a fair deal when you think about it.
Yeah,
it's no coincidence that he's gone to Spain.
Yeah,
and he's got them to third place in the league. And look at his record as well. With Seville, he won it 3 times. 3 times, I think, on the spin, didn't he? With Seville. Yeah.
No, the other problem was that Kolasinac wanted to leave because Emery was here. He didn't want. Koscielny wanted to leave because Emery was here. I'm so used to saying Kolasinac. He left. He left the team at the end of the first season. They let go of Aaron Ramsey. The club let go of him. They withdrew the contract. And they didn't give him Nzonzi. He wanted Nzonzi. They gave him Torreira, who left after the season as well. He wasn't settled. See, I am not saying that I didn't defend Emery, but overall, in terms of results, Arteta is producing slightly better, and he has won a title as well. And the other problem, the major problem that Unai Emery had in England was his language barrier.
Yeah, that's the only thing, his language barrier. But then the players took the piss out of him, and that's another. You know, they got to look at themselves as well. The players.
They didn't play for him. They didn't play for him.
The players no doubt about it. Do you know what I'm saying?
They didn't play for him.
You know, and then that's what I'm saying. At the end of the day, that's how it is. Right, everyone. Thank you. I think people need to lay off blaming Mustafi. It's so pathetic. Fans need to grow up and show respect. Oh yeah, mate. I'm sure he's going to worry when he's on 80 grand a week for doing nothing.
Yeah. I will respect Mustafi. I have no problem, but not at Arsenal. When he's at some other club.
Everton, Man U, big game tomorrow. Where did you see that one going, Natish? Big game, Everton, Man U.
I get the feeling. I get the feeling that Everton may hammer Manchester United based on the last 2 games that Manchester United is playing. Ole is getting sacked. I get that feeling. This is over. The players don't want him. They will try to get rid of him by losing this game again.
Yeah. It's not. I mean, it's no good. I just said that today's the start of what you call it, Black Friday, isn't it? It's no good having Black Friday if you can't go to the fucking shops, is it? So what's the point of that?
A lot of people are hoping that Everton win. Some are also predicting the same.
Yeah. Let's have a look here. Was there anything else? I didn't see it. I can't see your previous super chat in here, mate. But I do apologise if it's just gone past me and I've not seen it. Oh, I think I've just seen it now. 1 minute. Oh, wait a minute. I think I have seen it because you. All right. People think Leno is a world top 3 keeper. No, he's not. He's to be honest with you, he don't even come into the top 50. Never mind top 3. I don't know where people get all this crap from. Top 3 keeper in the world. What do you think? Do you think he's a world top 3 keeper, Leno?
I was sad that Martinez was leaving. That says it all. That says it all.
Yeah, let's see if we're agreeing on a few things today at least. Right.
But that being said, obviously we need to back the keeper, our first choice keeper right now, because we have no choice right now.
By the way, Sabina, you've got a lot of fans in here. They've got a lot of fans in here, Sabina, by the way. There's a lot of people giving you, if someone's just put, if they'd give you a rating, they'd give you 12 out of 10. So there's a lot of fans in here. Ali says he'd give you 12 out of 10 as a player rating. So there you go, Sabina. You've got a lot of fans in this building today. Right, everyone. Leno top 3. If there's laughing emojis from CG. Emmy didn't even play a season. You put him over Leno, who has saved us in Molde. Yeah, I do. I think he's better than yes. I don't care what you think, mate. This is my opinion. Emmy Martinez is better goalkeeper than Leno, and I'll stick by it. We wouldn't. I tell you what, if you'd had Leno in goal, that trophy that Arteta's got, he wouldn't even have that now. So let's get that into perspective. Let's get that. Emmy was superb in that run, absolutely superb. So you look at Leno last night. You look at his angles for that goal last night, and tell me he's a top class goalkeeper. Do me a favour, please.
And just want to add one thing, Claude, there, that Martinez is overall a better keeper than Leno. Leno is a better shot stopper. He has some really better saves than Martinez.
He didn't stop that overall last night, no, did he?
Last night, no, but overall, Martinez is a better keeper with respect to distribution.
I mean, all round commanding of his understanding of his teammates, organising his defence. Leno is nowhere near Martinez. Nowhere near. Properly organising. He's kicking. Jesus Christ! I mean, let's not go into that one either.
I made this one point yesterday. If Leno makes a mistake versus if Alisson or Ederson makes a mistake, what will they try to do? They will try to take a long kick. They will try to play a quick pass to create a chance. And like if it is 1-0 because of an Ederson or an Alisson mistake, they will try to get an assist or create a goal scoring opportunity so that it becomes 1-1. Leno does not have that. Martinez did have that to an extent, but we are stuck with Leno. And let's see, we are trying to back him, but he needs to be putting in good performances. If he keeps making mistakes, then it becomes hard to back him as well. That is the problem.
Yeah. All right. You know where we back them?
Yeah.
We back them by putting the money in. With us, the fans, they're not getting these high wages, by the way. If we had no fans and all this, they wouldn't be getting 90, 100 grand a week. So they should be. That's the way we back them, my friend, by going through the turnstiles every week. Yeah, that's how we back them. So all this bullshit that we don't back them, well, they are, because they wouldn't be getting their fucking wages. They wouldn't be getting such high wages if it weren't for football fans and atmospheres around the Premier League. Why do you think the Premier League is the biggest product? Because of its atmosphere and for the fans as well. If it wasn't for the fans, these players would not be getting 80 to 90 grand a week every week. So that's where the backing is. Yeah. All this bullshit. Do you think? Do you honestly believe he's worried about whether you back him or we don't back him, or when he's picking up his wages? Do you believe Aubameyang?
Yeah.
Aubameyang stay there because for the love of the badge and for the love of Arteta. Get real, everyone. The reason he stayed here is because of 341,000 reasons a week. That's the reason he stayed here.
See, I will also add to that. The fans do have an impact, because if you remember, when the Liverpool fans went crazy, all berserk on Pickford, he was dropped for a game. When you remember, he was getting all those threats and all that. So the fans do have some kind of impact how they react to players. If tomorrow the fans totally turn on Leno and they start saying we don't want Leno in the squad, at one point of time, Arteta may be forced to dropping him. It happened with Emery as well. He was forced into bringing back Mesut Ozil into the squad. So the fans have some kind of a control when they become a mob and they start targeting one player or one manager. So there is something there. But at the end of the day, right now, I want Runnerson to be getting enough opportunities in some of the cup competitions so that we get to actually see whether he's better than Leno in the long run or not. If he is, then someday, even if he is not, at least he gives competition to Leno for a place. If he's better, he comes into the first team. If he's not, then we will be buying a new keeper soon, probably. Matt Macy will be leaving and we'll get in a new third keeper soon.
Right. No, we've been going for an hour, and I really want to say thank you so much, Natish, for coming on tonight. Really pleasure to have you. Give out the platforms where you are, because I know you've got a very good platform on Facebook, haven't you? So, and we're full of good stuff. Let everyone know all about it, and your Twitter and everything else, mate.
So yes, thank you, Claude. It's always good to be here. I have been going through a lot of good channels, and everyone has their opinion, and I appreciate your opinion as well, and you appreciate mine. So that is always great. And you can find me, guys, on Beyond the Posts on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. And the main page that I'm working right now on, it is like I want to be dedicated to is Arsenal FC fans, which is around 370k likes at the moment. Our target is 1 million. Hopefully, if you guys do support and you guys get into the conversation, Facebook has been, you can say in a way, very mean to me with respect to the reach ban, but it's finally back, and I'm focused on pushing that page now to maybe 1 million likes, maybe by the end of the year or next year. So thank you so much, Claude, for having me on. And you also have been on Arsenal FC fans a few times. So thank you so much for that as well. Always good to have you on all my platforms as well. Thank you so much.
Oh, no, it's a pleasure, and pleasure having you on, Natish, and real pleasure. And, you know, I like to see the perspective from all fans from all over the world. And you've come from a part of the world where, you know, that is not so much really more cricket, but they're now starting to get into football a lot. I know they're fanatical over there about cricket. They love their cricket over there.
Yep.
And I mean, some of the atmospheres I like. When you compare a cricket game in England and you compare it in India, it's like a different world, atmosphere-wise. I mean, an India-Pakistan match and an England-Australia, it's like a tea party over here, where it's really hostile in them games. So I know the passion. That's pure passion that they've got over there, and I know now they like their football over there as well. And I know there's plenty of Arsenal fans in India. There's a few on here in the chat today, and yeah, I admire their opinions, and I really like. What can I say? Can't say no more than that. Thanks for coming on. Thank you for everyone in the chat. Thank you all for coming in the chat. I didn't read everyone's message today. I'm sorry if I haven't. But I want to also say I want to apologise for my behaviour last night. It was just that I had a lot of things on my mind at the time. I had phone calls coming in last night that were really domestic issues that were really going wrong for me. I took it out on the wrong people. I do apologise, and you know I can't say no more than that. I apologise for my behaviour last night on the channel. Okay, here we go. So take care, everyone. Natish, once again, thank you so much for coming on. And let's see, I think anyone else before that? Yeah, thanks for coming on, and speak to you soon, mate, and speak to everyone in the chat soon. Bye for now.
Let's